what we realize after, the many years we've been investing for people is that every investment begins with an aspiration.
Yes.
Say, you know what, I'm putting this money aside. I want to take my kid to school. I'm starting a big business. This is what we'll pay for university education 14 years from now.
Yes.
And, I want to have a home in 5 years' time. And we thought, you know what, many investors, when they come to us, they really don't tell us that. They tell us, they want to engage us, what return are you offering?
Yes.
The problem with the return is that, or selling a return, is that you cannot eat return. Even if I make 1,000% for you, you can't tell me you ate 1,000% return.
Well, unless you're translating it from your mother tongue into English.
Into English, exactly. So that's why we came up with this idea. Investment is not an end in itself. Investment is a means to an end. Investment is an enabler. Investment is a survival skill. And therefore, if we can bring investment to every household, we'd show people how to take their kids to school without becoming poor.
Yes.
How they can own homes without the home becoming the only asset that they own. They can enjoy life. Investment is about enjoying your life to the fullest.
Yes.
And the early years are sowing years, so they're a little bit, difficult because you've got to make that sacrifice. You've got to delay your gratification so that tomorrow you will enjoy the fruits. And that's what the likes of Warren Buffett are doing. They're enjoying themselves.
Yes.
But look at when Warren Buffett began investing. When he was 11 years.
Wow.
When he was 11 years. And he still says he should have started sooner, earlier than 11 years.
Wow.
So I'm really glad you brought us together. And I've really enjoyed the conversation we've had so far about diaspora, the needs of the diaspora people, the struggles of the diaspora people, the challenges they've had to go through, and the stories that come from the diaspora. And I think that's where we are around this table to explore possibilities.
Yes.
Possibilities of how we can be that that arm of the diaspora that is on the ground, that has boots on the ground, that is looking for the best opportunities. So thanks to you for being our connector.
You're most
Yeah. So with all the things we've discussed today,
Yes.
it will be such an anticlimax if we don't conclude this conversation with some very specific action points or way forward or possibilities.
Yes.
And maybe just to start you off, the bad experience you had, you and your husband, where we were just speaking off camera.
Yes.
If you had enough time to do due diligence, or if you had a good partner to do proper due diligence, you didn't have made a mistake. The writing was on the wall.
Yes.
And, what would you say about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Due diligence is gold. And
I like that.
Yeah, it
Due
is.
diligence is gold.
It is. It is gold in your pocket. It's money in your pocket. It's shillings, dollars, whatever you want to use, whichever currency you're using.
Yeah.
If you don't have due diligence, you can just kiss money goodbye. Throw it in the fire and let it burn.
Yeah.
And don't be sorry about it, because opportunities are there for you to do due diligence. And from all these stories that we've talked about, there are partners who can help us do that. And sometimes, cheap is not always cheap, because cheap can be very expensive. Yes. And so sometimes we fail to do due diligence because we think it's an additional cost. But that is a cost that you should be building into whatever you're investing in. And so even before we move forward, what would you have done differently when you listen to that story as an investor? What would you have advised us who fell into the pitfalls, so that even somebody who has not yet healed can find solace and be at a place where they themselves can move forward. Because there is quite a number that we, I mean, they say in Texas we are 75,000 Kenyans. We have barely scratched the surface, even as a circle, in membership. And the same with the other diaspora circle. And that is still part of people healing when it comes to those things that have happened. What would you advise as an investor? You know, somebody who helps people with investments.
With investments.
Yes.